Hey guys, it's the Kellys and we are coming to you today from JFK Airport in New York City.
In the Delta Sky Club.
Oh yeah, we are in a pretty sweet lounge. So in this video today we are going to talk to you about our trip that we have coming up that we are quite literally on our way to right now. And we most importantly want to tell you where we're going, but tell you just how cheap it is.
Yes, not only is it our cheapest trip we've ever gone on, somehow it's also our longest. So I don't know how we pull that off, but good job, Lauren.
Thanks. So that's what this video is going to kind of tell you. But then we also thought it would be fun to show you this lounge that we are currently in. It even has an outside patio.
If you like our channel, please like, subscribe, and comment. We love making videos for you, and we love answering your questions. So please, ask away.
Here on this channel, we travel often and we pack well, and we want to help you do the same. All right, so let's chat a little bit outside in this beautiful sky deck with a glass of champagne. So this trip that we are going on was not our plan A trip, not our plan B trip, and it is actually our plan C trip. First we were gonna go do a gorilla trek in Uganda and Rwanda, and then COVID kind of squashed that one because the borders weren't open for the road trip. Then we were going to go to Ukraine and go spend the night in Chernobyl, and we all know what happened with that one. We love you, Ukraine. So we just decided to do a big Central Eastern Europe trip instead. I planned everything out, starting with how are we going to get to Europe. I want to get the cheapest flight possible to actually get to the continent, and then I want to be able to take, well, there's a plane. Oh. And then I want to be able to take trains or buses within the continent and no planes at all. Right now with traveling, as you guys know, everything is kind of unreliable, and I wanted to not fly as much as possible. So where are we going? Let's check in with Brian and he'll tell you.
First, we're gonna go to Krakow, then we're gonna go to Prague, then we're gonna head to Vienna, then we're gonna head to Bratislava, then we're gonna head to Budapest, then we're gonna go to Zagreb, and then we're gonna go to Ljubljana, and then we're gonna go back to Krakow again to go home. All that in 2 short weeks.
So you might be thinking how absolutely crazy that was. You know, 7 countries in 15 days. Are you guys insane? I guess, probably a little bit. But here's my thing. I like to do just a little sneak peek of all the cities, and then if we absolutely love it, then one day we can go back. But we're giving every city a fair shot. We're gonna see as much as possible in those 48 hours and show you guys everything there is to do as well. Alright, so now let's talk about just how cheap we are.
It's true.
How cheap we got this trip for, because that's probably the part that we are the most proud of. So after weeks of searching, we found that New York City to Krakow was going to be the best way to get to the continent of Europe if we wanted to start in a country that we have not been to. So we found that out. And then we still needed to get from Detroit to New York, and then New York back home to Detroit. 1 round trip flight and then 2 one-way flights.
So you're probably wondering how much all those flights cost. How about free? Yeah, we didn't pay a single penny. We used a combination of our Amex points and our Chase points, and we just converted them into airline miles. Our big flights from JFK to Krakow, Poland, we used our Amex points. And then our short little flights from Detroit to New York and New York back home, we used our Chase points.
Yeah, so we have the Amex Platinum card and the Chase Sapphire Preferred card. And all of the spending we do in everyday life, we use it on that, pay it off right away, and then we accumulate a ton of points, which then we can transfer into miles to whatever airline that those companies work with. So we are flying LOT Airlines to Poland, and then we flew Delta here to JFK today, and then we are flying home with United. And every single flight, did you just burp?
Yes, and I was keeping it in.
I want to keep it in.
If you guys want a more detailed video on how we did that, please comment below.
And yes, every single flight was free. Now let's talk more about the transportation getting between all those other cities, because those weren't free, but they were cheap.
We set out this trip with a transportation budget of $400. We ended up using a combination of buses and trains. And Lauren, how much did we spend?
We ended up spending only $252 total for the two of us, doing all of our trains and buses throughout all of those cities that we mentioned previously in the video.
I've never seen anything like that. That's $252 including our flights. You can't really beat that.
For 2 weeks. For 2 weeks. That's totally insane. When I told Brian it was $252, he's like, per person? Yeah, okay. And I'm like, no. For both of us. For both of us.
I was very impressed.
That's an awesome, awesome deal. Okay, so then we obviously need places to sleep, right? And we wanted to stay on a budget with that as well, because we already got everything else so cheap. So let's see how cheap that we can go with accommodations.
So we set up a budget for our lodging, and we only wanted to spend about $100 a night. And unfortunately, our hostel days are long past us. We're a little bit old, and if you look at this marvelous physique,
it's not gonna fit on a bunk bed.
Unless you want to get a random roommate in the middle of the night and me falling through.
Yeah, we're in our late 30s. We want to be able to get a nice king size bed in a respectable hotel. So we thought that $100 a night would be a pretty good budget. And we ended up doing it. We
on the dot.
Yeah, right on the dot. I think our average was $100.01. And the only reason that it was honestly that expensive was because we wanted to pay the extra to make sure everything was refundable due to COVID and the war in Europe right now. So go us. So we have so much in store for you guys over the next, I don't even know how long. We're gonna get so much content while we're there, and we haven't been to any of these places before.
Nope.
They're brand new for both of us.
That's the first for me. Everywhere I've gone with her, she's pretty much been or knows everything about it.
And Brian hasn't traveled this hard and fast before, so it's going to be really interesting to see how this guy keeps up. I always say Brian follows me around like a puppy because I'm so used to doing this kind of travel all the time.
So stay tuned. We're gonna have a lot of videos and shorts while we're out on our trip.
And we're also going to be putting everything kind of live on Instagram along the way, because not everything is going to make the vlog. So make sure you're following us on Instagram as well. It's the Kellys, it's right here. And you can kind of see our travels in real time, because a lot of these videos are going to need to be edited, and they're probably going to be coming to you within the next few months consistently. But check out our Instagram for more up-to-date stuff that's not edited, which can be really funny because this guy does some weird stuff.
Yeah, so now I'm all nice and full of cheesecake, and so is Lauren. I feeling a little tipsy myself here. So we're gonna head out. We got some work to get done, and
another lounge to go visit.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.